GBJ podcast episode 3, where we're going to be interviewing the new superintendent of San Bernardino. But first, we're going to be starting with social media.
So one thing that I feel like is a huge part of social media is definitely TikTok. So I feel like the three main apps is TikTok, Instagram, and maybe Snapchat. I think so.
TikTok
Um,
about to get taken down.
And back in I think 2021, there was this trend going around where you would steal something and like I forgot what it was called. Yeah, and like the
DV,
devious slick. That's what it's
DV is
called.
lick. Where
Yeah,
they're
that.
stealing toilets, sinks, soap dispensers, flushing the soap dispenser down the toilet.
So yeah, like stuff like that, which I feel like is definitely dangerous and something that TikTokers and kids at school shouldn't be doing.
yeah, because last year some people stole soap dispensers, and I found one in the toilet.
One time last year, I went to the restroom and there was I flushed the toilet and the whole toilet overflowed with like soap. All you saw was like bubbles and the whole thing was like overflowed.
Yeah, but social media, there's different apps that are having different challenges at school that go, I don't know, just different things that they're telling you to do.
So I feel like there's definitely some good sides of social media and not just the bad sides like the devious lick. So I wanted to talk about the good sides of social media. So whenever I am on the TikTok app and I'm scrolling, I usually see some videos that teach me about math or science or definitely space. Those are some of my most interested ones.
Um, yeah, there's good sides to like all those apps, but I mean, how you were saying they teach you things, but me, I like to watch just animal videos, and that's it.
Something that's a problem with schools is people making school accounts and they are posting things that uh, people do at our school, and I don't really feel like that is necessary because it is definitely wrong, and there's some stuff that happens at school that should be kept inside school and shouldn't be spread out everywhere. It's like on TikTok there is not TikTok on Instagram there is a account. I don't know the name of it, but I have heard from some people that there's an account and they are posting some fight videos and stuff.
Yeah, there's multiple things, and there's also cyberbullying online around the school, and it's just bad. It's just straight up wrong.
Those accounts, like there's multiple fight videos on there and they post, like they make people send them things so they could post it on their account. There's multiple George Brown accounts that have those things, like George Brown rumors or just, yeah.
So how do we combat the bad things? Because obviously social media can be used in multiple good ways. What we're doing right now is social media, and I think that what we're doing is a good thing. So how do we use the good to combat the bad?
Tell people like help people not don't destroy things, don't do any of the TikTok challenges and stuff like that.
The challenges that they're doing could be dangerous. I mean, the one where they literally tried flipping over the table, they could have breaking their legs. And like Mr. Bobby said, like they shouldn't be doing those stupid challenges anyways. Like you're in you're, there's people like that are actually trying to eat and you're trying to flip over the table and you could have gotten badly injured from that.
A lot of the kids from that saw that thought it was so funny, but in reality that wasn't really funny because that could have got them very hurt, and they couldn't like their legs would have been hurt for a long time.
So what do you think we do about these fight accounts? To I didn't even know that these fight accounts even existed.
I feel like how Mr. Rogers said is a way to combat the bad is by talking about it on here, because as he said, we are on social media, and that is definitely a way to bring attention to the problem. Like, I think it was on our first or second episode of the podcast, we talked about the swings, and the swings got fixed, fortunately. Um, so I feel like they are definitely listening, which is a good thing, and I hope that these problems could be resolved.
So what social media do you guys use?
Instagram, YouTube. I had TikTok, but yeah.
Um, Me personally, I don't even own a phone, so I don't know anything about that's on the social media. So,
Me personally, I like to use. I have the apps, but I don't really use them because I usually just like draw, or like through the day. I like to read definitely and draw, but the apps that I have is TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and the rest that I have are just games and things to watch on.
I have the popular ones like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. What, that one with the bird? Twitter? Yeah.
I'm the old guy here with Facebook. You guys don't even go anywhere near Facebook, huh?
I actually have
Don't
an account on there.
don't go near Facebook.
I
I have an account.
I have it to look at my mom's account to see baby pictures of myself.
I know about Facebook, and whenever I'm tired and I have nothing to do, I lay with my grandma, and she just scrolls through Facebook.
My whole family has it. Like
Yeah.
it like everyone on their phone that I know in my family at least has it.
So what do you guys do to stay safe on social media to make sure um, that you are staying safe? What are you doing?
I like to block. Well, I don't like to. I feel like I need to block the spam accounts, because on Snapchat I definitely get a lot of those. Like, they aren't really good for you, and I report it to the owners of it. I report it. I report a problem, and definitely on TikTok and stuff, because one time I had an issue where people were coming at me with hate for no reason, and so I had to report most of them for the things that they were saying to me.
Well, me personally, like I said, I don't have a phone, but to protect myself and stay safe, I mean, if I were to have any of those apps, I would just make sure that no one else could see them, so that people wouldn't send stuff like Emmanuel was saying.
On April 17th, our school district, San Bernardino City Unified, welcomed in a brand new superintendent. He is joining us here today on the GBJ podcast. Mauricio Arellano, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm excited to be here, guys.
So let's jump in right in. You grew up in San Bernardino and went to SBCUSD schools all throughout your childhood. Did you ever imagine when you were going to school that you would be in charge of the whole district?
Never, never did I ever think it, and I'm sure never did any of my friends think it. And I don't know if my parents ever thought about it, but no, when I was a little kid, all I thought about was riding my bike and playing basketball and going to play baseball and having a good time. So no, it was something I never thought of.
Can you walk us through your journey as an SBCUSD student? I know you started off at Riley, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I started off at Riley Elementary School. I went from kindergarten all the way up to sixth grade to Riley. And then I was supposed to go to Arrowview Middle School, but my dad worked at Golden Valley as the custodian. So my dad asked for a transfer, and I went to Golden Valley Middle School for seventh and eighth grade. And then I returned back to my home school, which was San Bernardino High School. And I graduated from there in 1984. It seems like so long ago, right, guys? 1984. But that was my journey through the district.
What kind of student were you when you were younger?
Well, I was a busy little boy. I didn't. It was hard for me to sit still in one place. So I loved sports. I loved all my friends. I had great friends. A lot of my friends from Riley are still my friends today. All these years later. But I was always that kid who liked going to school, and I think I was a lot of fun. I was a good athlete. I played a lot of sports. And I think I had really good teachers that I think liked me, hopefully. So I think I was a pretty good kid.
Was getting into education always your goal, or did you originally want to do something else?
No, actually, when I went to college, um, I wanted to be an FBI agent or a CIA agent or some sort of national security job is what I wanted to do coming out of college. But when I came out of college, those organizations were not hiring people. So my dad encouraged me to go apply to be a substitute teacher. And when I applied to be a substitute teacher, is when they noticed that I spoke Spanish, and they asked me if I wanted to teach elementary school. So I accepted, and I became an elementary teacher at Muscoy Elementary. And then here I am 33 years later as a teacher, a principal, assistant superintendent, now superintendent. So that's what I originally wanted to do. And then I ended up doing education, which has been great.
What experience did you have in education before becoming superintendent?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's an important question. Well, probably the most important experience I had was being a classroom teacher. Um, and the reason that was important is because now, as a superintendent, I try not to forget what it was like when I was a teacher and wanting the kind of support and help that I needed to be successful. So prior to being a superintendent, I was an elementary teacher. Then I was an assistant principal at North Vermont Elementary and Bonniol Elementary. Then I became an elementary principal. I was principal at Wilson Elementary, Thompson Elementary, and Vermont Elementary. And then I became the director of personnel, meaning hiring, here in San Bernardino. Then I left San Bernardino and I worked 14 years in the Palm Springs Unified School District as the assistant superintendent of human resources, again, hiring people and bringing people in. And then the last 6 years, I've been serving as the superintendent in the Redlands Unified School District. And then, obviously, 3 weeks ago, I'm now 3 weeks into my experience here, I became the superintendent back in San Bernardino. So I'm thrilled to be back. Right, it's like a big circle coming back home.
So you have been a superintendent for a couple of weeks now officially. What are your first impressions of our district?
That's a great question. Well, here's my first impression is it's more of an internal impression. I'm super happy. I'm really excited to be back. As you guys probably read, I had an opportunity to return to my elementary school. That was the first school I got to visit last week, Riley. And man, it brought back a lot of great memories of being where you are in the classroom with some great teachers like Mr. Rogers. So, the first couple weeks has been just a lot of good memories coming back, not only when I was a kid, but also when I was a teacher and a principal. Just this last Saturday, to give you an example, one of the students who was getting an award at the multilingual ceremony Saturday, that student's mom was one of my students when I was a teacher at the elementary school, and now she's a teacher here in a district. So I got to see, I think, what I'm calling my impact kind of multi-generational last week. So other than that, people have been very warm, very welcoming. They've been very positive with me, and I just really appreciate that. I like being somewhere where everybody respects each other, treats everybody with professionalism and with kindness. And that's what I've experienced so far. So a lot of great things going on in San Bernardino, and a lot of great kids like you guys in San Bernardino. So thank you for all your hard work, and great teachers like Mr. Rogers making it happen every day, man. So it's been a great first 2 or 3 weeks.
Have you been to George Brown?
I have not. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where George Brown is, because when I was here 20 years ago, George Brown School didn't exist. So when I finally get to visit you, I'm going to be able to walk on your campus for the first time, and I'm going to get to know exactly where it's at. Now, somebody told me you guys are over by Arrowview Junior High, right? Is that kind of right? Okay. Yeah, but I haven't been to your school before.
When do you think we might see you here?
Yeah, well, right now, my excellent executive assistant, she's scheduling all my visits a little at a time, so I don't have my calendar in front of me, but hopefully it'll either be sometime before this school year ends, but if not, for sure at the beginning of next school year, because, the school year is almost over, so we're going to try to squeeze in as many as we can.
You are a big fan of STEAM education. What kind of STEAM things do you want to bring to SBCUSD?
Yeah, great question. I have a lot of ideas that I want to throw out, not only to the Board of Education, but to our all of my principal and the cabinet colleagues and our union leader partners. My previous district, we did a lot of work bringing in Lego STEAM programs. We did a lot of robotics and coding across all of our elementary schools. We worked with animatronic and hologram technology in my previous district, a lot of artificial intelligence and virtual reality type of experiences for our students. So many of those opportunities that we did in my previous district, hopefully there will be some excitement and some collaborative spirit in trying to build those same programs here in San Bernardino City Unified. And, to me, I think it's the future, right? All of you young people are probably so much better than me, the old folks, with the technology. But one thing I want to be sure of is I don't want to be afraid of it, so that we don't miss out on your opportunity to grow with something that's going to be important in your future. So we'll be looking at a lot of those programs. We'll be doing a lot of, hopefully, implementing what I call digital storytelling, giving kids, like you, great students like you, the opportunity to be creative and create movies about not only your life story, but also about what you're learning in the classroom. I want us to not just do always testing and writing essays. That's important, but that shouldn't be the only way the kids can show their mastery of information. I think you guys using all the instruments that you're used to, like your phones and videos and podcasts, etc. I think those are great opportunities for kids to show their brilliance beyond just taking a test. So, Mr. Williams, that's a few of the things that hopefully we can work together on bringing into the school district together.
So is this your dream job? The one you want to stay until you retire?
I'm too young to retire. Don't I look 21 years old, guys? Nah, I'm joking. To answer that question, yes, this is very much a dream job. It's one that I never thought would happen, to be honest with you. Once I moved to Palm Springs, and then when I was at Redlands, I thought I was going to retire at Redlands and stay there forever. And I was completely happy in Redlands. Everything was going well. But when the job opened up again, a lot of people started reaching out to me. And they were asking me if I would consider coming back to the district. And that's when it started to kind of come to maybe a little more fruition, that maybe it was a possibility to actually come back to the school district, where not only did I go here as a kid, but I started my first 14 years of my career here. So so here I am. I got picked, and I do consider it my dream job. And yes, this is going to be my last stop in my career. Let me tell you why. Since I've been given this golden opportunity to come back where I started, I want to finish my career giving back to the district and hopefully adding a lot of value for all of you as you go through your educational experience like it was done for me. I had great teachers like you have and Mr. Rogers that poured in, a lot of their energy and their smarts and their love for me and their motivation that got me to this point. So now I want to give back that same energy to all of you. So, yep, it's a dream job. And yes, I'm staying here until I retire.
So my question was, are you open to student ideas on how to make the school better?
Absolutely. That is a very important part of any decision making that a superintendent makes. So you're going to see, probably this won't roll out till next year, but there's a software app that I use called Thought Exchange. Anybody ever hear of that? Thought Exchange? You ever hear of that app? Okay, you guys are going to have to look it up, right, when we hang up. Thought Exchange is an opportunity that is easy where people can use it either on their phone or on their computer to give feedback. So I'm going to be giving students access and the opportunity to provide me feedback on what are you wanting to see in school that maybe it's missing. Now, what you can't do, you can't complain about the cafeteria food, okay, because I can't change that, all right? But perhaps you guys can come up with some ideas that you might want to see in your school, whether it's a program, whether it's things on campus, whether it's materials or maybe experiences, but you'll have that opportunity. At the high school level, I actually have a superintendent advisory group where I meet with kids from the different high schools and they provide me feedback. So it'll be new, I think, in this district to include our elementary college, students as part of that feedback. So hopefully you'll participate when that comes out. Thank you for the question.
Okay, we're going to get you out of here in just 1 second, but we wanted to play a quick little game with you, and we're calling this Area No or Area Yes. So they're going to throw some ideas that they have, throw them out at you, things that they would like to see happen in the district. And if you think that's a good idea, you're going to say Area Yes. If you think, no, that probably doesn't work, Area No. Okay? All right, let's go, guys. Rapid fire, so don't need a whole bunch of explanation, just rapid fire, yes or no.
More field trips?
Ariane, yes.
Vending machine for drinks?
Ariane, no.
Fast food for lunch?
Ariane, maybe.
Celebrity pop-ups?
Ariane, yes.
Inflatable pools on hot days?
Ariane, no.
Traveling zoo?
Ariane, yes. Or maybe. Maybe that's a maybe. Ariane, maybe.
Friday night movie nights?
Ariane, yes.
All right, and I have one that I want to throw at you because I have been pitching this idea since I joined the district 6 years ago. And you mentioned kids making movies. I would love to see a film festival. Our school's different. The kids making movies. We walk the red carpet. Everyone goes into maybe the PDC, and we just watch all those films and give awards. What do you think about that?
I'll even top that. We did this in our previous series. We actually rented out the movie theaters for the kids' video. So Ariane, yes, 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 yes. All right, I'm gonna stay in your ear about that, and we're gonna make that happen. Okay, so once again, Mauricio Arellano, our new superintendent, thank you so much for joining us. It was really been a great time having you. Thank you, guys. Good to meet you. Have a good rest of the school year. All right.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
Bye.
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 Thank you.
Now I'm going to throw it over to Manuel with his top 5 movie list.
So, me personally, I usually watch horror movies. I love horror movies. My mom got me into horror movies, but I'm gonna try to, keep it kind of family. So, my 5th movie is, I feel like it's a really good movie. well, for kids, it's a good movie. I feel like the B movie is pretty good, and it's kind of funny, especially for kids. Uh,
So wait. The B movie? Yeah, did you say B or Bean BEAN?
BEE, B, the B movie.
Okay, that's the one. That's a dumb question. I was gonna say the one with the B, but obviously yes. Why would there be a B movie that doesn't have a B in it? Okay, okay.
Okay, so a movie that I grew up watching with my family is Paddington. Paddington has I've been watching the movies and I've showed my little cousins the movies, and it's definitely it's definitely a good series.
Wait, what's the name of the last movie again?
Paddington?
Okay, because I've never heard of that movie before.
Oh, it's it's a,
Have you? Wait, what?
it's about a bear and he likes honey a lot and he goes to London.
No, he doesn't like honey. He likes
Oh,
he likes marmalade. I'd like a
I,
I'd like
I
I'd like some
forgot. Okay,
marmalade.
I haven't watched it since I was like 10.
Marmalade.
Crazy.
Okay, okay, I don't know what that is.
Marmalade?
Oh my! You don't know what Paddington is, and you don't know what marmalade is.
You're
Please,
crazy.
Lolly, please. It's on Netflix. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Okay, I'll make sure to watch it. I'll make sure to watch it.
My third movie is definitely dark, from my opinion. Scream 1, the original Scream. Definitely one of my favorite movies, and it's really popular.
Scream is an excellent movie, and I like it because um, it's not like a supernatural horror movie.
Honestly, the old Scream one is one of the old Scream, the Scream number one or whatever you want to call it, is one of the best ones in the whole franchise.
Definitely. Okay, so I wanted to move away from those movies, like kid movies, horror movies. I wanted to go on to superhero movies, like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, because today is Star Wars Day. I wanted
May the fourth be with you.
May the fourth be with you. I wanted to mention a Marvel movie because Marvel has been a part of my life since I was a little kid. I remember my parents telling me the story of they were going to watch Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire, and I was crying like throughout the movie. So my mom took me out of the theater so they could watch the movie, and that's one of my favorite memories. I don't remember, but
So your second favorite is the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man,
the second.
the second Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. So Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. How do you guys rank them? We'll get back
Okay.
to your list in a second, but
Okay.
rank your Spider-Mans.
Okay, so Tobey Maguire, literally like in the order in the movies ago. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland. I feel like Tom Holland is a great actor and he plays in a lot of good movies, especially in Spider-Man. But I personally like the older movies and I like the storyline of them, and I also love the No Way Home where they brought all three of them together.
Everybody else,
Uh,
your Spider-Man rankings.
Tom Holland, then Toby, and then Andrew.
I don't pay attention to the names of the Spider-Man characters. All I know that they're Spider-Man.
We're talking about the actors. All of the characters are Peter Parker, unless you're going into the Spider-Verse, and then you're talking about
Like
Miles
Miles
Morales.
Morales and stuff.
You're
Okay.
tweaking.
My ranking is Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, and then Tobey Maguire. They all play very good, but Tom Holland is a very good actor, at least in the last Spider-Man.
So I will give you Tom Holland is the most teenager-ish because Peter Parker's supposed to be a teenager. And when you look at Tom Holland, he's the most teenager-ish. But for me, the number one Spider-Man is Tobey Maguire. Number 2 is Tom Holland. Number 3 is Andrew Garfield. All right, Manuel, we can get back to your list. What is your number one movie of all time?
My number one movie is Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, I was so hopeful when you said Star Wars, and then you went and ruined it with Revenge of the Sith.
I like it. It was episode 3, I think. I feel like it's one of the best, in my opinion.
Only proper answer to that question is Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back. Best Star Wars movie of all time.
I like Revenge of the Sith
Hold
because
up.
of the characters in it and the character storyline and what happens in it, and there's a lot of good acting in it.
Lolly, have you watched Star Wars?
She's definitely watched The Mandalorian.
Yes.
Actually, I drew.
Wait, Lolly? Didn't you just argue with me the other day that no one knows more about Star Wars than you?
Well, my mom filled me.
Caught 4K?
My mom put me with Star Wars knowledge. I know more now.
But you've never seen the Star Wars movies.
I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Revenge of the Sith or
I'm not answering
Like-
you, Izzy.
or whatever. Like
Do you know
Definitely.
who C-3PO is?
Oh,
I'm
my
talking
bad.
about Lolly.
the golden guy.
No, I
Goodbye.
don't know.
Goodbye. You can leave. You can leave, Lolly.
That's rude.
Okay, what's everybody else's number one movie of all time?
Pitch perfect.
Doesn't have to be. We're not doing a top 5 countdown. What's your number one movie of all time? I will start you off. My number one movie of all time is Inception. I love that movie. It's such a great movie. It's so confusing. First time I watched Inception, I walked out of the movie theater. I'm like, I don't know what happened, but I love that movie so much. But the one movie I've seen more than any other movie of all time is Back to the Future.
Back to the
Very
Future.
good.
My brother showed me
Hold
Back to
up.
the Future, and it was, my opinion, amazing.
My favorite movie is Hatchet. I'm playing. It's not. I haven't even watched the movie at all.
Were you talking about the movie to the book? It is the worst movie
know.
ever. I was going to show it to you guys last year after
But
we
then
read
you watched
Hatchet.
it.
And
And
I
you
watched
said it's
it,
terrible.
and I'm like, oh my god, this is so awful. I could
You
not
said
show
it was
to you
terrible.
guys.
We
Miss-
know.
It was
You
so
told us.
terrible.
Mr. Rogers, you said that your number one movie was Inception, and actually, I was going to watch that movie with my uncle, but we couldn't finish it because my parents had came home. But we had begun it, and we got to the part where they went to the asylum.
Yeah, it's an awesome movie. So the idea of the movie is that they're like sneaking into people's dreams and planting memories in their dreams. It's so awesome, but it's super confusing.
I need to watch it.
My
You said-
favorite, my favorite movie. I only watched it once, but I know when it's my favorite, and it was Bridge to Terabithia. And that movie made me cry, and so did the book.
I'm reading that right now. Like, I asked my mom on Amazon, and I'm reading it.
We read it last
Very
year with
good
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, all the rest of them read it in my class, but you weren't in my class.
Nope. I feel left out. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so the last topic we're going to be talking about before we wrap up the show is field trips.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but my class and definitely
We
the
had
class-
one.
Well, it wasn't technically a field trip. We went just
It's on
to the cafeteria.
on-site. Yeah, Miss Potty calls it an on-site thing.
Field trip. Yeah.
It's an on-site type thing.
We also had Forces in Motion, but I feel like
yeah, we did that too.
I feel like those are really good field trips.
The Great Scott.
If each teacher or grade got money for like the exact same amount of money for a field trip, why
They could have
why
get put together.
why couldn't like sixth grade have a field trip? Because you saw the undergrades have a field trip, and if they all got the same amount of money, like we could at least went to like I don't know, like the zoo.
And the Miss Party said, instead of just doing one giant field trip, her, Miss Apis, and Mr. Kilburn, I believe, they used their money to pay for like a whole bunch of things instead of one thing.
I feel like we should have way more, but I just had a field trip like 2 months ago. I don't know how long it was, but we went to science camp for around 3 days, and their food was amazing.
Best 2 days of my life.
What do you mean the best? You weren't. You were. Oh, best 3 days of your life because your brother wasn't there. We're we're not going to put that on the show.
I feel like we should have more fundraisers so we can have more field trips. Because, like Andy was saying, they don't really get field trips, and I feel like they should. So we should have more fundraisers.
Well, we did just talk to the superintendent, and we did ask him about more field trips, and he did say, Ariane, yes. So hopefully there's going to be more field trips coming our way.
Something that I was really looking forward to in the beginning of the year was going to Knott's. We were, I wouldn't say promised, but hopeful that we would be able to go to Knott's. But unfortunately, since there was nothing educational about it, we weren't able to go. But I am still satisfied with the field trips, the on-site field trips that we have been having. I feel like they are really educational and very fun to have.
Yeah, same. I was kind of excited to going to Knott's, but then I found out we weren't going. But then they came up with these little field trips that are coming here, so those are exciting too.
So what makes a good field trip for you guys? When you hear that you're going to go on a field trip, what are you looking for in a field trip?
Just a bus ride with your friends and like getting there.
What I'm looking for is having fun and being with your friends.
I feel like definitely there needs to be some excitement because we all go on a bus, and I've only ever been on a field trip once, so I feel like there needs to be more excitement. And because when I was on the bus on my way to the field to our location, it was really exciting and kind of wouldn't say scary, but nerve-wracking.
Some things that are educational and some things that are like maybe fun.
Okay, favorite field trip of all time.
Science camp. Best field trip I've ever had.
I think it was in third grade that I went to. I forgot what the place was, but it was like kind of like a farm.
I could only say one field trip because I've always ever been on one field trip, but I forgot what it was called. It was like the cubic something. It was like a Rubik's Cube, and I feel like we learned a lot from that. And on lunchtime, we got to go on the dinosaurs, and that was really fun.
My favorite place I've been on a field trip, it's this thing in Pasadena. It's called like Kids Center or something like that. And then there's like a bunch of cool stuff. There's like things that you could do. There's like something, and you could like shoot something up in the air, and it was very fun. That was the last field trip I ever had in second grade.
For me, the best field trip I ever went on when I was in 5th grade, we went to Sacramento, which is the capital of our state. We it was my first time ever going on a plane. We flew up there. We went to Round Table Pizza, and then we went to the Capitol, and that was like super awesome. So that was my best field trip of all time.
Thank you guys. That's all that we have for you today. But thank you, Ikel, Manuel, Andy, Mr. Rogers, and thank you to our producers, Justiana, Nicole, and Harmony. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in episode 4.
All right, goodbye.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.